Hello Virgo, welcome to your August tarot reading. I'd like to apologise for having not made any July videos. I had an extremely busy month and I wasn't able to get to them, but I'd like to get straight into your August reading now and see what we've got for you. Here we go. Okay, Virgo, we have the Hierophant, the Fool and the Two of Pentacles. Nice mix, because the Hierophant here tells me that there's kind of a foundation and a structure that you've been working with that you're kind of developing through. The Hierophant to me represents tradition, security. It represents kind of government, education, the law, legalities. It also represents culture and tradition. And I've also have the view here that it's speaking about a spiritual foundation, a spiritual framework. In the traditional deck, you'll see the priest with the two initiates, and also there are a set of keys, which indicates access to a higher understanding, access to a foundation and a framework for spiritual growth. And in these times, we also speak about the framework of our civilization, our society. So this kind of framework, this ascendance that you're making seems to be in a very spiritual vein at the moment, Virgo, because I've got the Fool coming in next. And the Fool here, in this card, we have the sacred geometry, the flower of life, and we also have the amethyst indicating the kind of the mental processes, the spiritual direction, if you like. The Fool card is a journey of self. It's letting go of the kind of presets, the cloak that we've been given by society, and discovering who we are inside. It's a journey of faith, very much, because you kind of go blindly on this little adventure into discovering self, not knowing what you will find. There is a great deal of strength and fortitude needed on this journey, and you're kind of out and exposed in the open. So the kind of representation in this card isn't extremely clear, but in the traditional card you'll see that the Fool has a little white dog at his feet, and he also has you'll see a great sun behind him, which indicates that he has universal protection and universal blessings, and the white dog indicates a faith, a loyalty in what is to come along the path. So there's a journey here for you, there's some growth here for you, Virgo, that is happening, and it may well be that you feel a little bit kind of conflicted. You might feel that you need structure, you might feel that you need that kind of framework, that guidance in order to grow, but the universe is pushing you to let go a little bit of those how can I put them? Those kind of training wheels, if you like. That's the only way I can think of right now, and to experience the full joy of having that faith. Now the Two of Pentacles comes in here because the Two of Pentacles is about juggling two aspects in life, and for me it's about juggling a physical and emotional, or a physical and spiritual, mental. And this is what we're speaking about here. We're speaking about your roots and traditions and how you've been going forward, and we're speaking about the universal kind of safety net that is there for you should you want to take this journey. Now this might be something that you're already balancing, or you might find through August that this comes into play a lot more. You're kind of forced to, in a way, to get the balance, to see the duality that is required here to move forward. I'm going to pull you some clarity cards now. Okay, very interesting clarity cards coming in, Virgo. We have the King of Cups, the Two of Swords, and then together we had the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles again. So there's definitely some kind of duality energies coming in here, but let's start with the King of Cups. King of Cups is quite an emotional king, if you like, compared to the others. He has access to his empathy and to his emotions in a way that the other kings do not. He's probably been through the mill and he's become quite discerning, but his intuition and his heart is not cut off, if you like. He's able to be quite discerning in how he expresses and quite metered as well. So that in relation to the Hierophant is perhaps speaking about your past experiences, your ways of being before that has been quite structured and quite maybe clipped, if I can put it that way. And the King of Cups is showing me that all that you've been through is bringing you into this depth of understanding, as to not to limit yourself to the framework that you've been given, but to understand that all the things that you've been through is kind of rounding out and kind of informing your soul as to how to bring balance, how to achieve the balance in the emotional and the physical. Now the Fool, with the journey, we have this decision to make. We have the Two of Swords coming in here. Now you notice she's sitting with a body of water behind her, so we're definitely speaking about a balance in emotions here. She has a choice to make, but she's avoiding looking at all the details of these decisions as she's blindfolded. We do have a new moon here, which indicates there is going to be a new start. There is a support here in moving you forward. So my suggestion is to, rather than avoid looking at details of your feelings, is to dive right in and examine each choice and each option of, or way of being, if you like, to the nth degree, to as fine a detail as you can possibly do that. And I know Virgos are very good at that. So turn and look at what it is that you're dealing with. There's only going to be confusion while you sit with the kind of ideas of them. Go in and examine exactly what they are. Go on that adventure. And then the Two of Pentacles, as I say, again, reinforced by itself, the Two of Pentacles, and getting the balance right. You notice in this card, here is the traditional card, and you've got the rough seas, if you like, kind of going into calmer seas. So it's almost as though this kind of integration, this personal alchemy is on your path. It was on your kind of life blueprint to tackle, if you like, in this lifetime, to bring balance to yourself emotionally. And to strengthen that, we have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups can mean meeting your soulmate. It can mean also finding new ways of expressing, finding new ways of relating to your partner. But it's a healing. There's a balance coming in. You notice the caduceus here and the winged lion. I mean, I also always rather see this as a phoenix, kind of rising out of the ashes. And not sure whether everybody sees that this way, but what we have is the balance of the masculine and the feminine, the two archetypes here. And so something is kind of putting you in a position where you're having to kind of go more with the flow. You're having to learn how to balance different aspects of yourself, both the physical and the practical, if you like, and the spiritual, emotional of self. Balance is coming in to focus through August. So let me draw you an advice card now. Okay, Virgo, this is not the first time I've had this card for this month's readings. Very interesting is the No Thingness card. Not very interesting in colour and form, but very interesting in that it indicates massive potential, much like there is massive potential in the form of the black hole in the universe. It contains seemingly nothing, but also everything. And so this card speaks about the true potential that you have that maybe you're unaware of, maybe that you've been self-limiting, maybe you have been holding back, maybe you have been trying to play safe. But actually what is waiting for you is this pure potential, and as Virgos, the kind of creating aspect of yourself is extremely on point. So it needs to come through your energy. Something is trying to manifest here there's a balance, there's a kind of an alchemy that needs to manifest through you, either just in your life or for the wider community and people around you. Something is trying to find its way through here, and I have a feeling it's coming in August. So let's have a look and get an outcome card. Okay, Virgo, so I had 3 cards fall out, so I'm going to run through them quickly. The Eight of Wands is about fast forward movement, it's about growth, it's about the universe pushing you forward. There's a lot of explosive energy here, and not necessarily a negative thing. It could mean that something comes along to shift you out of kind of a cycle or a pattern that's been a little bit grinding. I've got the Hanged Man here, which indicates that things have been on hold for you, and it could well mean that you're kind of getting a little bit fed up with the stance or the viewpoint that you have. But it's asking you to look at things in a different way. It's asking you to recognize a process, and we've just basically gone through that in your cards. So perhaps through August you'll have kind of an aha moment where you'll see the whys and the wherefores, and you'll see that this balance is key to you moving forward. And then we have the Six of Cups, which again talks about balance, and particularly this one because it talks about a reparation. It speaks about getting, sometimes it's about an apology coming in, people coming in from your past, be it past relationships or even past soulmates. So what we have here is a confirmation that in August you're dealing with a very kind of emotional alchemy. You're looking at things and learning to relax the structure that you've been creating to allow development, to allow growth, to allow balance, essentially. Well, Virgo, I'll leave your reading there. Please let me know in the comments how that resonates, and I'll see you next time.